Friday then, Saturday, Sunday, what? Happy Valentine's Day and all that.
It's not happy.
I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch. Sorry, I was looking at something. I was all yogi, guru, and messenger of God. Tonight, because of, love is in the air. I shared that last night. We're going to do a love reading. Dun dun dun! There is nothing more hilarious than watching Lilith do a love reading. But nobody asked me to do it. I just thought it would be fun. I'm kind of bored.
Do mine.
No.
Read my palm.
No, I don't do all that shit.
Crazy lady like you.
And then the kids were like, as soon as I came in with the idea, they're like, look, Mom, Harry Potter is on. I was like, this is the perfect night. This is great. In the essence, it is until I go looking for trouble. But I was bored, and why not just, why not just, poke at the bear? I was really hoping I didn't have to do this. I have to take my phone off the charger, which means it's probably not going to last long. As far as that noise, I couldn't tell you what the fuck that is. They're partying. Anyways, so I was sitting out there. I was like, there's nothing on the internet. There's nothing going on. I'm just going to go in and do something fun. Everybody and their love issues. Let's go find some issues. Grab your tissues. I've been having a good day. I was laughing. What did I post? Right now I laughed about Lewis. Oh, Lewis. There's a shadow upon itself. Just say that name. Just say that name out loud. And I was like, where did Lewis come from? And I was like, oh, the Capricorn card came up. There's something about Capricorn came up. Anyways, I used to be tortured by these cards. I feel like I said it like a couple weeks ago. I was doing good, and then I didn't look so good, so I guess I didn't do them. I feel like I can do these cards, and we can dig into some love messages from that person who's not talking to you. At no point do I take these serious, but these are seriously a way of life for many twin flame tarot readers, right? So this one is one they always say, we're going to pull from the Lover's Oracle. You'll hear them say it. You don't usually see them do it. And theirs are big. Mine are little. So I'm just already starting with the jokes. It's just funny. I was bored. I was like, let's go have some fun. Let's do something and see what comes out of this bullshit. Which ultimately, yeah, these typically piss me off. So, why not? Let's just get pissed off about some shit. So we're going to use those. Another one they use is the Hidden Truth Oracles. These ones really piss me off. They really piss me off. You and your stupid truth. You're a fucking lie. Something like that usually comes out. These are always funny. I think it is. Because I don't take it serious, and yet I get very seriously upset about the stupid shit. It's like, that card really bothers me. I guess that's how you guys feel when I pull cards. Then we got these ones that never ever downloaded the freaking thing. I just look at the picture and be like, ugh, I feel it. Let me tell you how this card makes me feel.
Using I feel messages.
Yeah. Let's talk about our feelings. Yeah. Oh, I just dropped a whole bunch of them failures. Hold on. No, we had a good meal. I ate tilapia, and that was pretty good. I was surprised. I liked it. I forgot about my pasta in the fucking microwave. I just realized that. It was like so long ago. I don't know. My eyes were bigger than my tummy. Did you eat all? No, I only ate like a couple of those things too. My son liked it. He didn't like that it broke down like that. He wanted it to be like a whole patty or something. Anyways, alright, we're just shuffling. I usually pull out of the Archangel Raphael's because these are all healing. We need healing before we go into this type of darkness. I don't really know who made these and for what reason, but we can fuck with them because I always do. And these ones are another one you'll always see them pulling. The Romance Angel Oracles. I think I have them backwards in these books, in these boxes though. Let me see. These irritate me because they're like one They're like trying to talk to your boyfriend. They're like the most one-word answers. Truthfully, I don't know. Again, didn't come with a guidebook to really just guide yourself through this bullshit. Okay, yeah, those were the angels, and the other ones are the romance. And then we're gonna start with Raphael. I use all of them at the same time when I pull these. I tried to get through all of them. Typically get irritated and end up crying and screaming and shit at everybody. You're like, really? Yeah, bro, it's some crazy shit. It really is. I think it's hilarious. It's more like a forced fucking, yeah. Alright, well, let's go through it. Alright, what's the healing that we're dealing with here? Prayer works. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and answering my prayers of something. Add the detail of your prayers. Okay. Well, he talks about healing. We talked about him in full extent on Friday's reading. No, Sunday's reading. Maybe it was Monday. Fuck, I don't know. It was Sunday. Yeah, I did a Sunday reading. Super Bowl Sunday, we talked about Raphael and his healing abilities. So if you need healing in certain parts of your life, that's what he does. He takes this little guy and he stirs up. That's why I said, get your little stick and come you put the light inside. And I mean, stir up the freaking healing. So prayers is calling upon Raphael for your healing, to help you through your healing is important. Okay, that's what this card is really talking about. And it's prayers to him. That's what he does. Call upon your angels. Which angels? This one handles all types of healing. So he's telling you specifically, call upon me and tell me what you need. They're there at your beck and call. That's what God made them for. It's funny, but I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with you. Leave a stressful situation behind. These cards I've never really gone all the way through. Like I said, we don't. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. Okay, let's talk about this. I saw it last night. I didn't speak on it, but I saw 3 people slam their at different times, but simultaneously, one after another, within the time that I was sitting out there, from different locations of the parking lot. Saw them slam their doors and say, "Fuck you, give me my shit," something, something. And it was like, oh, these are like domestic violence or breakups. They're getting thrown out of their rooms. 3 different people. I think it was 2 men and a woman. I heard a woman talking shit. I think she was like crawling out of someone's car talking shit. So I was like, ooh, breakup is in the air, right? And then Jack comes out, Jack Harlow, whatever, comes out with that song. It's like, I need to set you free. And it's like, whoa. Okay, synchronicities. Now this is saying that I guess there's no good time to do it, and it's not about being, you know what I mean? It's like you're kind of faced at a crossroad, ultimately on a Friday anyways, but on Valentine's Day, there's this expectation. Are you going to meet this expectation, or are you going to walk away? In the sense of, you know, I did see it in a fucked up video. I heard it in a video. But it's like, you know, I said it jokingly, but maybe not. I was like, what, you expect him to put a ring on you for Valentine's Day? Yeah, they very much do. They expect certain, you know what I mean? There's an expectation of your relationship on this day. And if you don't meet that expectation, well, what's the other alternative? And in this particular moment, I'm looking at the sense of that there's a lot of self-empowerment to being taken on. It's like, I'm not going to do this with you again this holiday. I guess there's no easy time to do this. But especially if you have to look into the day that God has given you, and it's like, not today, Satan. I'm not going to play fucking Valentine's Day with you today. I respect that. Even as the Lilith, I stand back and I had to take a breath, because that's a power that I respect most definitely. And I've been harping and screaming and hooting and hollering that you can do such things, but to know that a person did it on this particular day, if there was a day, you definitely seize the day, whoever you are. And I see all synchronicities, meaning I've seen it outside of me. Last night, I seen breakups happen outside. I seen a song to align with that, the music activation to align with that, right? Now there's a card, and not just a card, but I already seen a reader talk about it too. What was it? Something the karmic wants to kick your ass. I was like, oh really? That's nice. Don't take my kindness for weakness, bitch. I will put my fucking nails straight into your throat and watch you bleed to death. In self-defense. Don't even. God didn't make me helpless. He didn't make me helpless. I didn't make it this far in my life with killers and drug dealers and all of the dirty places I've ever been without showing, you know what I mean, some kind of bark and bite. I'll fucking bite your fucking juggler out trying to fucking harm me or mines. Seriously. I'm a fucking vampire. I'll suck your blood straight out of your fucking neck. In the sense of, but I was like, oh, I want to hear this. And I was talking about they are leaving their karmic, and they know it's, and this karmic is happening this weekend. I was like, what? I was just thinking, oh, this must be for somebody else. But then this card shows up, and then all the realities show up, and I was like, I don't know who sees the day, but I didn't think you had it in you, and what hell of a way, on one hell of a day. I mean, that is, I bow to your abilities and strength that God has given you to do such a thing. I mean, I guess that's what I mean. Is like, whoosh. I saw it though. That's what you sit back. You're like, you didn't see people breaking up yesterday? Yeah, I was like, it was, huh? Turn off my Bluetooth. Yeah, it's not mine. I was like, yeah, I did see it. You didn't hear my song? Yeah. Oh, wow. It's not easy. We talked about it all week, and now to see confirmation that somebody is walking in it, it's like, whoa. Because we talked about it. We've talked about it for so long. It's not easy to walk away. And then I told my story too. It's not easy to walk away. You just have to. You get to a point where you just have to let this go. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. And trying to cope with the letting go is what's difficult. And that's where you can become very destructive. You have a small moment of being brave and being powerful to free yourself. If you're not careful, you'll put yourself right back in your own destruction. Because now you think you have all freedoms and you should be who you were before this person. But you're never going to be that person again. This person changed you. It made you different. It made you wiser, stronger, weaker, all different types of things. You can't be who you were. And trying to put that skin on after you leave this situation will get you fucked up. Example, the do not be that guy, Kanye West. He left his wife, he lost his wife and children, where she had to make a decision, what was best for her, you know what I mean? He was deteriorating at such a fast pace, and he was taking everyone down. All bad publicity. It was just bad thing after bad thing. Didn't mean she doesn't love him. You know what I mean? But she had to fucking let him go. And she had to take, you know what I mean, all the publicity that came with that. And then she had to sit there and be like, well, fuck, I lost my dream. You know, I married this man. I had all his children. The fuck just happened to my life? And she has to wake up every day, and they're always telling her about what he's doing. And he goes out and finds another version of her and tries to put her on, just like, tries to make her. And, you know, there's this very sick story of how it goes. And that's not easy for any woman. Especially her. She's a goddess too. You know, she has a heart. She's not just plastic, bro. She has a heart. And she gave her heart to one man. And this is what came of it. And she's sitting there with her kids. Hopefully. All, you know what I mean? All not in love too. She had to make a decision, a very hard decision. But now you look at time and how time went. Did she make the right decision? Yeah, but it doesn't change how she feels. You just have to make these decisions. And that's what I liked about Jack's song. He says, you know, it kind of says it. It's like, nobody's going to love you like I loved you, but I got to let you go. Meaning, I definitely loved you. I had your back. I mean, you know what I mean? Ride or die, but I gotta ride, or I'm gonna die. I look back at myself and I see how strong I was and what came of it and how destructive it was. But at the same time, what was my choice? To stay in and die in it? Or to at least try to live? You know? And I started my video today telling Russ, like, what are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna meet her expectations and everybody's expectations. You're gonna put a ring on her. You're gonna take this relationship to the next level. You're gonna let it go. I don't know if he did. And if he did, I wouldn't be ready to expect that out of him either. And that's like, you know, but that's us, failing to see people's power. You know what I mean? Why couldn't he? Why couldn't he just ditch her? I just really didn't think he had it. And that's it. It's like you doubted what they always had inside of them. You know what I mean? There's nothing. They're put in powerless positions, but in the blink of an eye, they can take back their power, and you're like, well, now what? Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm a deer in headlights right here. I don't know. I guess. I know I've done it a lot, and I talk about it. It's like you just gotta like onwards and upwards. You gotta go forward because where you're at is you're not going anywhere. There's a lot of you. I don't know who you are, bro, but fuck. I've been there, done that. I hope you did it better. Oh, on Valentine's Day. Ooh, alternative medicine. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well-being. Well, as they're showing you, you know what I mean, using light frequencies, that's definitely something I do. I teach you a lot of how I clean my energy, is what I call that, which is basically, how can I explain it? Everything is of energy, spirit, how I clean my spirit. Let's stop using the word. Let me explain this. I am spirit, and I wear a skin that attracts all kinds of shit, right? And that's through the senses. You can feel all this shit in your senses. I am a spirit. My skin attracts all this stuff that I can feel through my skin, through the senses of my skin. Anytime I go outside, I can feel that experience still on top of my skin from where I went, from who I talked to, you know what I mean? Who I made eye contact with, anything like that. That just walking past you, I can still feel that on me. I can still see it. I can still, you know what I mean? I still have that residue of it. So I talk about a lot of different times about different ways to get that off. Cleansing, rituals. I do a lot of that all day. So like, I'm very proud to say, as we're rhyming, that I've gotten through the negative part. We're almost to the love. It doesn't, if you burnt one of these, just sat there breathing, this is like a party. Like if you, I've had to burn them a whole set and not leave until it's burnt. It takes like an hour, bro, like 45 minutes, and is the biggest smoke ever. So no, you do a little bit here, a little bit there. I clean it. You know, I light it where I take a shower, and then I let it go out. I light it when we wake up. I light it before we go to sleep. I will light it when I'm going in and out of the house. If I've been out there doing stuff and I come in, I light it because that way it cleans off what I'm bringing in right away. So none of what I brought in is on me. Okay, another thing I'd use is cigarettes. It's another thing. It's another herb that I'm putting inside of me to clear out my body. My body is frustrated. It has all these feelings, anxieties. It's got all kinds of stuff. It's antsy. It's depressed. It's all these things. This is how the body is. This isn't me. It's how the body feels. I can smoke a cigarette and my body relaxes. Okay? Same thing with the joint. It doesn't change me. It just changes the body. It calms the body. Okay? Coffee. Fucking tea. All day, all the time. Again, these are just herbs that I'm putting all around myself all the fucking time. Baths. How many baths I take? They're screaming outside. Let them scream. We're not part of that screamy shit. You go in there, you're going to get that shit on you. You're going to get affected by their feelings and the rage and the frequency that's coming out of them and what's being said. That's what I mean. Stuff like that. Just walking by, you know what I mean? People, places, loud noises. You know what I mean? All of that gets on you. So I take a lot of baths. How many? Yesterday I think I took like 3 within, a few hours. It's easy to just wash yourself off and start all over. Wash yourself off and start all over. Wash yourself off and start all over. Those are very sacred to me. Again, with herbs. I'm using lots of different herbs in my hair products, my bar soaps, the bath water. I'm putting oils and I'm usually burning incense, and I don't like the fucking noise of that fan. So I'm always burning a candle for light because I don't like the noise of that fan, and we've talked about that, where that comes from. It's a trigger from my mom's crack use. She used to smoke underneath the fan, and I can't stand the noise of the fucking bathroom fan, so I always use candles. So again, now I'm in the elements. I'm constantly using the elements to wash off my experience from inside of the freaking matrix. I have to detox the matrix off of my body so that the body isn't irritated by everything that it has gone through with everybody else. A good example is, I don't fly, but I can't even fucking imagine. The very thought of it gives me anxiety. Just thinking about it right now. You're stuck in a pop can with a bunch of people. You're breathing their air. It's closed in. You're smelling them. You're hearing them. You can hear their babies, their conversations, their giggles. You can hear everything. It's all in there. You're in there with their clothes, their thoughts, their anxieties, everything, bro. Someone like me, I'll lose my fucking mind in there, bro. I can feel and hear everything, and I can't get it off of me. There's no way to push it out. It's just sticking to me. Which means like a two-sided piece of tape in a dust storm. And I say it a lot, get it off me, get it off me. So alternative ways of medicine are different, lots of different ways to clean your body. Your body, you can be chilling, bro. Then all of a sudden you get aches and pains. I know most of them are my chakras. Like the most common one I get is in my chakra. And I know that's just downloads. I used to worry about that. But when I get them in my chakras, like, you know what I mean? Oh, my heart is hurting. That means I'm going through heart chakra. That means I'm going to be going through that type of trauma. I do all of that. We work through all of that. There's alternative ways of medicine. Yes, you can take a pill to numb the pain, but the pill doesn't take away the pain. You don't even know the source of the pain. And that goes back to, being a bitch about my body being beautiful. My body is beautiful because my spirit is beautiful. I rest a lot. Again, I do all this smoking and I do all this sitting and praying and meditating, and I eat whatever the fuck my spirit says is good. Speaking of which, these things were unfucking believable. Seriously. You know what I mean? I'm not a health conscious person about my body. I tend to it as what it's pleased. I do not eat a bunch of foods. You know what I mean? I do a lot of fasting in that sense, where I don't block up my chakras with lots of foods and shit like that.
I do the exact opposite.
You know what I mean? But then again, there are sometimes, like this morning, I ate a piece of cake and then I also ate fucking biscuits and gravy. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I can take on quite a few meals, but not really. I'm not very physically active. I don't work hard on keeping my body, you know what I mean, healthy. My spirit, you know what I mean, keeping my spirit. I work through the darkness of my thoughts and my memories, and that clears out my body and makes my body, you know what I mean, healthy. Because that's what it is. Your body is unhealthy by darkness that has been, stuffed in there, which is your thoughts and your memories. Science can't tell you where these things are coming from, but I'm telling you, you have thoughts and feelings. And based on where your pain is in your chakra system, I can tell you what it is. If you start showing me that you have pains in your chest area, if it's the upper chest, right, from your fucking boobs up, that's going to be your fucking heart. If it's above your fucking, you know what I mean, what is this called? Your chest bone, that's going to be your throat chakra. Right? Anything with your arms, all of that, bro. I know that you have been silenced. You have stuff that you're holding secrets. It's that fucking simple, bro. It is that fucking simple. Why does Mr. Plum get fucking pneumonia every year, twice, 3 times a year? He's holding fucking secrets. He's not speaking up. He's literally holding his breath. He's drowning in it, literally. That's what that is. His emotions. Pneumonia is water in your lungs. He's drowning in his own fucking secrets. And that's it too, because he's an honorable man. He doesn't tell everything he hears. But he does tell. He's a bit of a gossiper, if you don't know. So it could be the opposite, that he's telling too much. I'm not really sure. But that's what that is. For sure, for sure. It's all in his chest right there. That's where your things are. And then right underneath, if that was your solar plexus, we could talk all about worth. That's your God. That's your God complex. That's worthiness. How you see your worth and the worth of others. We could get deep into that. When that comes up, that's usually you're not worthy, or you sit there and have been told that everybody else is a piece of shit and you're all the best. Those are my favorite to work on. The further they go, the weirder they get. So under that, around your belly button and all of that stuff, that's your sacral. That would be a lot of your mommy issues. They leak down even further into your root. But down in your sacral is your mother and father issues. That's what lies in your wombs, because you were made of those body parts, so they lie in those body parts. Those are your generational curses. Again, secrets that you keep about your family and have to, you know what I mean, just stuff down and accept because they're your family and you're told that you have to love them and they're allowed to get away with such things. A lot of shit that hides down there is sexual abuse, to be honest. Abuse in general. Abuse within general. A lot of it. Definitely. And then you've got your root, so that would be your legs, your ass, your freaking all of that shit, your toes and all of that stuff. And that's just basically your reality. You know what I mean? You're turned off from reality. You're like, it just depends on what we would talk about or what I would see out of you. But either way, you could be like totally, completely delusional, where you've created your own reality that you live in and you have no idea what reality is. Or you hide from the real world. Again, I would say it's not altered realities, but it would say completely disconnected from reality. So those kind of people, there's scientific terms for all of this bullshit. But ultimately, it's like we could figure this out and you could walk again. Do you know what I mean? You could talk again. You could breathe again. You could create again. And that goes back to Dr. Strange. He's like, how did you heal something? He said he didn't believe that it could work, and I made him believe that it could work. But how did you do it? Belief. I made him believe something different, and all of that pain and all of that unworthiness and what science told him that he couldn't do, he believed he could, and so he did. Alternative medicine. Jesus spoke of it. There's lots of different ways like that, you know what I mean? I'll put my hands upon, you know what I mean? The one thing I can't heal, and I always bitch about, is, you know what I mean, my womb issues, and that's karma. And even my kids, they think that I gave it to them. Oh, this has been passed down. Yeah, my daughter, she's like, I have terrible periods because of you. Well, I would think so, but then I found out that my sisters are even worse than mine. So I don't believe so. And then I found out my cousins are horrendous, and then most of our women have had to have full hysterectomies. Lots of cancer, lots of that where they have to take them out.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Get your tube tied?
No, that's not the same.
Oh.
So anyways, you know what I mean? It's like, no, our wombs were cursed, and that's just, you know what I mean, the skin that we wear, and we must endure because every woman in our family has. Let's go into the shapeshifters.
I want to be woman.
And that goes back to what I tell you. That's where your mother wombs are, you know what I mean? Right there in your sacral. Those are the things that are passed down by your parents. All right, let's go into the shapeshifters. Let's see, what do you guys got? Oh, shit. Number 27. We just said this. Are you guys making difficult choices? I should be like, there's some twin flames that are like, oh my god, union. They're going to leave their karmic and be with me. I don't know what this means. I go back to what God says. If you choose me, you choose God. You can't go wrong with choosing God. But you know, you're not really sure of what you're going to get with me, and even me, as I explore who I am, I'm not getting any pussy. That's what we definitely know is not happening. You're Kitty. Just sorry. That's too funny. Let them have cake. What do we got? The mermaid and the turtle. An elder will teach you. I will teach you the ways. I am pretty much as old as, time. Father Time? My father who art in heaven? Yeah, I know that guy too. The only time that exists is the time here that we have. Butterfly ferrets. I am reborn. I know. Aren't we so excited about our new wings? You can be reborn. I feel like I'm about to feel like all churchy and shit. Being reborn is just walking in your skin. You die every day. This shit is like, but did you die? I fucking died. Dude, I die laughing. That's how I leave this world. At 99, I laugh. I laugh so hard I die. But every laugh until then is killing me, bro. It's like, it is so killer. Do you hear me? I literally die. I start crying. I fall over. I can't hold my face. It's so much light and love. And the joke is so intense inside of my body that I'm it comes from inside, the laughter, right? This feeling. Like, it comes with an image and a feeling that explodes from literally inside of my belly. And it literally weakens my whole body to where it collapses. And it's just so funny to me. How funny. Everything, bro. It's literally becoming uncontrollable. I don't know if it ever was, to be honest. Like, it's so funny. And so, like, I'm going back to, like, did you die? I fucking die every day laughing. But one day I really will die from laughing. But it feels like I'm dying. Like, I can't stop laughing. I can't hold this for nothing. That's why you hear me. I'm sitting in a swivel chair and I start laughing. And I'm holding myself up by the freaking, with the table. And I'm about to fall over because, like, I can't hold this joke in anymore. In the sense of, every time I pick up from one of those, I'm, like, reborn. Like, okay, wherever I was before that, this almost killed me, I feel better. Now, as far as your feelings, like, oh man, this hurts so bad. You will literally cry yourself to sleep, or to a place where you'll get up and eat and then hopefully bathe yourself and then sleep. It's just like usually the best remedy. You will cry yourself to sleep and you will wake up born again.
You shouldn't go to bed with your hair wet.
That's what she hates. She hates that I do that. Shouldn't go to bed with your hair wet. There's a lot of rules to living life, apparently, and I just keep breaking all of them.
You probably took a hot shower after dyeing your hair, huh?
Your imaginary friend. Childhood treasures resurface. Well, that's nice. What was my childhood's? I don't know. I can't... What, a terrible memory? Is it Drop Dead Fred? Did I have an imaginary friend I don't remember?
I don't have any imaginary friends.
I know, right? Damn it. There's a lot of, current imaginary. Just kidding.
No, you can't even imagine.
I know, right? I can only imagine. That's a terrible song. Alright, let's get into this shit. Let's hear the hidden truth behind these guys. I fell for you. What? I feel you leaving me behind. Yeah, that's all over in the cards, too. I mean... At least you finally feel it. You can actually feel it now. You're not, like, completely oblivious to I left you behind so long ago. Who are you? I mean, I think all of you have been left behind. You are the fucking left behind, bro. Like, I had to leave all of you behind at different stages. I think about Allie. We used to be real close. I don't even talk to Allie no more. Marshall, I don't talk to Marshall no more. I had to stop talking to, you know what I mean? What the fuck am I going to say to fucking Bobby? That was like over fucking 2 months ago now. You know what I mean? Fucking Tree, that was years ago. He didn't even come out to say fucking hello. Again, I was doing witchcraft and I said I was coming for him, so maybe that was scary and whatever. Spineless little bitch. In the sense of, I've had to leave everybody along, along the path. It's like, you're not going anywhere. I have to keep going and having these adventures and learning these lessons and taking these jumps. And so, physically, actually, you know what I mean? And that's what, he didn't really say it, but he did. It's like, my life is not as exciting as yours. Meaning, I haven't seen you in 2 years and you haven't stalked in 2 years. I know. I'm just here for a moment. In the sense of, I left him behind a long time ago. I left everyone. I always leave everyone behind. But I always beg you to come with me. It's like, I can't stay here. I can't stay where, you know what I mean? There's nothing here for me. God is calling me to, another adventure. And they're scared and they don't know and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, I get it. So am I. But I can't do this. I have to go. I've learned this lesson. It's time to move on. And, I don't know. Like, maybe Bobby thought I wasn't going to ever just kind of outgrow this feeling. I don't know who didn't think that. I mean, I have to follow God, and that's what I said in the video, or like during the week. It's like, you want to be with me, but are you going to be with me when God calls me in the middle of the night and says it's time for us to go? And all he's given me is a city and no money in my pocket. He does that a lot, That's all my stories. He calls me. And you don't understand that. And I've tried to show you for 2 years that this is what it is. It's a calling. I have a calling upon my life. You know what I mean? Whenever he beckons calls, I'm motherfucking there. But I also show you that he's gone before me and he's, prepared a place and he's got a plan and everything. And, this is all his plan. But at the same time, it's like, I don't have a choice. You can either come with me or get left behind. But I must keep following God and what his purpose is. It's really the truth. And that's where I am right now. It's like, why aren't you working? I'm not fighting God. I thought I was going to do this, but he doesn't want me to. That's it. It's like I said it earlier in the earlier video. It's like God just wants me to be a priestess, and he'll take care of everything else. And though, he lets me get minimally involved, but not more than that, because he wants so much more of my time and energy here. Because my time and energy here heals me in the world. My time and energy working doesn't really do much, but, contribute to a company and a few people that I'm there with. But whereas this is everlasting work. It really is. Anyways, let's go forward. Finding out the truth crushed me. What was the truth? My truth or your truth? I'm thinking the Bobby situation maybe crushed everyone. Like, how could you do that? What are you talking about? I loved him. I love him. I felt comfortable enough. I wanted to. So I did. It wasn't even like a setup. It's like almost like he knew exactly what was going to happen, and so did I. And it was like, I don't know. I just did what I was, you know what I mean? And I think that probably did crush a lot of people for a moment. Like, why would you do that? I asked myself that question 2 years ago. And I gave you the same answer that I found you know what I mean? But it was the same surprise as like, how could I? I don't know. Because then you can see me in any other instance and somebody trying to flirt with me or take me out or, you know what I mean, anything. And I'm like completely repelled and afraid and angry and all of that. All of my other, you know what I mean? Everything comes out, but not with this guy. But I think it really was crushing to everyone to know that I did that. It was crushing to me the first time. But then I realized that was how I was allowed to show love to him, and that's how we loved each other. And I was being called to love him without limitations, without shame. Just love him the way that you always loved him and see what it feels like to love him. And I did. And surprisingly, I remembered it. And it wasn't, I don't know. I had an experience. But apparently my experience crushed, you know, I think that's why the gate never opened back up to Marshall. We never got to talk again after that. Not really. It was like one time it opened up and that was it. And everybody else kind of just stood back. And that's okay. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I guess, I don't know. And again, it was one of those things like, how do you, like, you can't keep this a secret. And as much as I wanted to hold it in, the very next day, Marshall comes out with this fucking, you know what I mean? Are you sick of blowjobs? Fucking, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Pushing me to just say it. He's okay. Just say it. Just be okay about just saying, you know what I mean, who you are and what you've done. And then you look at it now and it's like, this morning's video, I'm like, eat a dick. I'm a succubus. Eat a dick. Blow him up. Blow him. It's being ashamed of who you are and then reclaiming who you are and looking at it with the power that it was. It's exactly what I did with him. You know, in the beginning, I just kept saying no. I can remember it at the hotel. No. And then finally I was like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna fucking show you, motherfucker. And in the end, I think I showed him. I showed myself. I won. Well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'm great to have in your life. But as I'm hearing that noise, it's like you can't keep a fairy. You can't keep a phoenix. You can't keep a bird. You can't keep an exotic pet. It's nice to have, you know what I mean? It's nice to have a spirit, but you can't own that spirit. You know what I mean? So, in the sense of I bring a lot of enlightenment and joy and inspiration and hope to people. So I hope to, you know what I mean, be a light, because that's what I am as a light worker. But there's more light out there to be had. I'm not the only light. I'm glad I lit up your life, though. I hide behind... Oh, that's pretty much all of you. That's even Lewis. Lewis is the most beautiful, vulnerable... you know, him and Allie. Oh, these guys. They're the lights. They're the weaks. The divine feminine of me. But their femininity, that's what it is if you don't wear your masculinity, it'll get you, you know what I mean, devoured. And that's Lewis, and that's Allie. Oh, that's Mike. They're the lighter sides of me. I show you a lot of my dark sides because I spend a lot of time healing my dark sides. But my light sides must learn from the dark sides, which are those guys. You know, going back to Lewis, what stands between me and Lewis? It's his lack of masculinity. He's not, you know, I said that he taught me all those things, but he didn't learn them himself. Lewis taught me to be proud of the skin that I wear. You know what I mean? Lewis taught me that it's not good to just never give up. Lewis taught me that culture, you know what I mean? Culture and society doesn't change a good person. Meaning, despite his riches and fame, he's still a great person. And in the beginning, there was a lot of insecurities. I was like, you know, I would cry about it. I was like, Lewis, we're worlds apart. You're literally fucking royalty. And I am a white girl from the ghetto that wears darker skin than you have. I was like, I'm more black than you. Your dog has a better diet than me and could possibly get sick just eating off of my floor. You know what I mean? You have more class than any class of people that I've ever been introduced to in this lifetime. And you're, you know what I mean? You're at the top of a fucking mighty mountain that I could never climb. And you could never be seen down here with my kind. It's kind of how it started, and it kind of looks like, and it was a long climb. But again, I had to climb that mountain even in my biggest form. You know what I mean? I had to gain back my sense of self-worth, that I was worthy of loving a man like Lewis, and I could have a man like Lewis, and Lewis is not untouchable, and that I could be touched and touch a man like that despite all of the differences of our outside world. And that was still me and my 200 pounds working on my body, trying to, you know what I mean, discover who my body and who I was. You know, and then you look at the picture today, and I'm like athletic, I'm beautiful, there was no reason. But that's not how I started this. You know what I mean? I started this completely mentally ill with no sense of worth, identity, full of insecurities and hatred and revenge and all of these, you know what I mean, outbursts and all of this sickness. And, you know, then we see him beautifully today on Valentine's Day, and I was like, I will eat you up. You're like totally the chocolate. Say one. You're the chocolate I want for Valentine's Day. In the sense of, before I couldn't even look at Lewis. I'm like, put your clothes on. You're making me uncomfortable. You make me feel insecure. You make me feel like I'm not good enough. He's not doing nothing but living his life. And by, you know what I mean, the love I have for this man and my insecurities to let myself love this man is what's standing in front of me. I love the shit out of Lewis. I need Lewis to love himself, though. And that's really what he needed to do, too, is like, he didn't reject me. I didn't give myself a possibility. And that goes back to Marshall. Whole different fucking can of beans, bro. Not even the same kind of physical, you know what I mean? But it did come up. Marshall was that one that I sent that picture to finally. It's like, all right, I'm going to show you my stretch marks. Can you deal with this? Not realizing, you know what I mean? He already had a wife that had children. You know, by the time he had her, she had already had children, which means she probably had a mark or two before he got to her. You know what I mean? In the sense of, he didn't have a problem with being a stepdad and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But there was other things, societal norms that stood between, you know what I mean? But yet I got to a place where, like, hell yeah, I'm gonna marry that man. I can make him, you know, I can make him a freaking honest man. This is a man that hasn't touched women in 25 fucking years. And you think you're gonna get him? I got him. I got him. I got him. That's, you know, okay. So now we go back to these guys and they hide behind, you know what I mean, their chains and things. Russell. I love you, Russell. Did you get mad about the McLarens, the conversation, and you realize all the boys drive the same car as you and they got it before you? You and your Phantom, your Ghost, your Aston Martin, your all of that. What are you doing with all these cars? You're so silly. You're so silly. I had a visual of you earlier. I was like, I'm going to take you in your closet and we're going to play dress up. Just like at fucking Lewis's house. I do the same thing with all of you. Let me see these closets. I want to see all these shoes and hats. I want to dress you up and take pictures. That's what you got this for. Come on, let's play this. Let's have fun. Turn up the music. This is going to be great. I want to see this. I want to see all of the versions of you that you've bought here. Pull it all down. I got to see it. Pull it down. Come on. In the sense of Lewis, all his weirdness. I can't wait. This is going to be so funny. Let me roll a joint. This is going to be great. Lewis, put on that tight leather shit. I like the furry one, too. What about that goofy thing you wore that one time? I gotta see. Where's those tall boots that had a purse? I love you, Lewis. I can't wait. Can you get in that car? Okay, now get in this one. Okay, wait. Let me take a picture of you on your boat. Where's the airplane? I love my boys. You're such beautiful little girls. And you don't even know what Marshall is hidden in his closet. Cleaning out his closet. We're about to go in there.
It smells like beer outside. A whole lot of beer.
Smells like burr. Smells like burr. Hey, give me one of those candies. Let me see those. The butter beer. I was like, what's a butter beer? He is eating. Hey. All right, throw me another one. That one hit the floor. Watch out. Okay, that one I didn't catch either. Oh, it landed perfectly. Dude, look at that. Dude, look at that. Anyways, we found these Harry Potter kisses, and they're called butterbeer. And these were really good, too. I was like, what's butterbeer? Hey, it tastes kind of like butterscotch.
You got Gryffindor.
I got Gryffindor. Of course I got Gryffindor. They taste like butterscotch. Kisses.
It's cold.
Anyways, going back to, material things. Yeah, they all hide behind them. I know who they truly are. What's really funny is what I don't know is what kind of underwear they wear. Do you all wear Kim Skims? I'm gonna choke on my candy. I love them so much. In the sense of, yeah, they all hide behind the same material shit. It's hilarious. Royce doesn't really have all those cars. I mean, he leases them and gives them back and gets a new version. He's like the iPhone guy. He's kind of realistic. He doesn't really have all those cars. He's had them. He just doesn't keep them. Why? He doesn't put miles to drive them. His whole family, he doesn't ride around with his kids in a McLaren. Thinks it's stupid. What do you ride with him in? A Suburban?
He rides in one of those mom vans.
When I come to money, what car am I getting? I'm getting a smart cars, bro. We're gonna ride around looking stupid as fuck in a smart car with tinted windows, laughing. So that, because everybody else will laugh at us, and we're gonna laugh with them and be the joke. It's like the Jetsons. Like, are you serious? If you find anything goofier than that, I sure want one. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything better than a celebrity getting out of a fucking smart car. Like, stupid as fuck, nigga. I know. It's an oxymoron. Me, I'm the moron. I have too much fun with life. In the essence, let's keep going about your material things. I bet you don't have one of those, Lewis. You don't have a smart car. You got every other car but a smart car. You gotta step up your game to fuck with me. You gotta dumb it down. There's no room in the back seat for shit. I'm pretty sure it's electric. Hey, you seen that movie with Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy? It was something Just Married. They got married in Las Vegas and they went on the worst honeymoon ever. They had one of those little shit cars that went off the. They got stuck in the snow. They couldn't open it. I think he farted in there and it was like the worst. It was a good movie. Oh, she's a good girl. I like her. She came in the last couple days. We'll be together again. Yeah, maybe this lifetime or the next. I don't know. What are you laughing about? Did you find a candy? You might have. I don't know. She wants something. She wants something. Your boyfriend's outside. You walk her and go say hi to your boyfriend. I know exactly what I was doing. I mean, you thought you knew, but you had no idea. Who knows what you were doing? Did you really? I don't know. That's like saying Kanye knows what he's doing. Really? You planned this out? Uh-huh. Well, who knew what they were doing? I don't know what you think you're doing. You think you're doing something, but that's not really what's happening. You're just thinking. Let's move on. My life is not... I mean, honestly. You're preaching to the choir. I'm the one that tells you that your life is not that good together. Neither is mine, dude. In the sense of, why can't you just get your life together? Because it's not my life to get together. God's getting it together. And I'm not even trying to pretend like the shit looks good. I'm just telling you the good parts about it is like, I found a meal that looks good. There was a flower. There was, the moon looks good. You know what I mean? I had a good shower. Like, we're rhyming still. In the sense of, no. I don't.
Yeah, let's go say.
Women and men are looking for security and this idea of, perfection or this looks safe. They're looking for safety nets. Like, they're looking for red flags. I'm a walking red fucking flag, bro. I am waving them. That would be Lewis, actually.
No one wants to date someone with DPD.
I love you, Lewis. I'm gonna die. In the sense of, no, I don't look good on paper. I look really good in person, though.
No, you don't.
I mean...
You look like a mom.
Yeah, that too.
Mom with 4 children.
She's such a bitch, isn't she? She hates me.
Malfoy
She's
says
so
father
mean
like
to
it's
me.
a slur.
Yeah, dude, he says it condescending. Potter.
Potter. He says it like it's a slur.
We need Lewis and his British accent to come over
No one
here
likes British people.
and bring a freaking guitar. I know you know how to play one. Bounce.
My ex-boyfriend used to.
Anyways, what the fuck were we talking about? Your life's not together. Nobody's is.
I love light chocolate.
You just got a lot of shit that makes it look nice. I don't even have the shit to make it look nice. And that's it. It's like nobody's... You want somebody that's got their shit together. Why? So you can go fuck it up?
Fuck it up.
If they had their shit together, then why do they want you? Why do you're looking for security? You're looking for this looks like a good move for me and my career and my life, and you could be a good fit for me based on what you got going on in your life, and it's a presentation, of course. And then you find out that they're like, you know, they're really like on a trust fund and the funds are running out and they really, you know, are living beyond their means and they're just trying to maintain a fucking, you know, an unrealistic reality that they're trying to sell to you, but it's not real and you guys are not really, and you're not who you say you are and he's not who he says, and nobody wants to be real about the situation. I'm a whole mess. And I make that very clear. It's like, I'm not going to be, you know, this is a transformation of the mess that I am in. But if you're waiting for me to get to the place of completion where I'm no longer messy, you might completely not spend any time with me my whole life, because I'm a messy chick. It's just messy. In the sense of, you know, chaos. Yeah, chaos is considered chaos because it's unpredictability. But in the sense of, you know what I mean, I don't have, you know, like I say, I'm like the most ain't doing shit. What'd you do all day? Nothing. You mean like seriously? Like seriously, it happened. It started with a cigarette. That's usually what happens. And I fucking leave, you know what I mean, the whole situation. Sit outside, I'll turn on the music. Starts with a cigarette, then a joint, another cigarette, another joint. Come in. Check on people, clean some stuff, feed some stuff, walk the dog, do some weird shit like that, organize shit, talk some shit, learn some shit, and I go back out. That'll take like an hour. I'll come in for like an hour, 45 minutes, then I go back out and then just start again. And I'll be out there for how long? I don't know, bro. Sometimes it'd be hours, bro. I'm freezing. I've been out there forever. The sun went down. It started when the beginning of my awakening. I'd take the kids to school. I'd sit outside with my notebook and my music. And I'd light a cigarette. And I'd look up, bro, and it was fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. I gotta pick my kids up at 3. I haven't took a shower. I haven't had a meal. I still have the same cup of cold coffee there. I couldn't possibly tell you what I did all day. But I know where I was. And that's a start. Now when I do these readings, I can tell you about all the things I've seen and where I was all day. But in the essence, no, bro. I'm the most stillest person. And that's why people thought I was on drugs, because I'm just sitting there. What they think is a nod, because they can't see me blinking or moving or anything. I'm just sitting there. You know what I mean? Just sitting there for hours. How long are you going to let me do that before you're like, dude, do you do anything else with your life? No, bro. I really don't. Until God says to get the fuck up and go outside.
Black kitties and she started going crazy.
I saw the black cat too. You saw more than one?
Yeah, there's like 3 of them and they're all staring at Anna.
That's so interesting because they've never been here before.
Yeah.
I saw one.
The cat tried to like it was licking the window and Anna came up.
That's so interesting. The last card I pulled had some kitties on it and it was like, make a choice. And of course they're the black cats.
Yeah, they're black kitties. She started going crazy.
Anyways, you want people to think you've got it all together so that they'll take a risk on you. You know what I mean? But that's when you really love someone, is when they know that you were, you know, that goes back to a lot of people's stories, even Bobby, you know what I mean? I was very surprised to find out that he had settled down. It's like, she came when I was in a really difficult place in my life. And she stuck by me through, you know what I mean, some of the hardest times in my life. And that's what made him feel like he should, you know what I mean? She made a commitment to him before he made a commitment to her, is where that story kind of stands. And in that sense is, and that's what made me fall in love with him. He was very vulnerable and he was very honest about, you know what I mean, not having it together. And I like that about him, is that I don't have this figured out. I'm just trying to figure it out. Whereas, it gets very repulsive where fucking, Russ comes out all cocky all the time and he's like, I know this and I'm this and, I'm a god of this and, there's fucking, you know what I mean? I can't stand that. It's like, you're all knowing, but you don't know shit, bro. And you try to come out like everything's perfect, but it's not. I know the truth. None of us have got this fucking figured out because none of us, you know what I mean? Even me walking with God, I don't know. I'm not allowed to know. Did I know all day he was just going to sit me down like this again? I should have. But no. And that's it, is I'm ready for whatever the day may bring, but most of the days that's it. He just brings me to him. There's a lot that happens there. I don't, you know what I mean? In that time that I'm just not physically here, so much happens in that time where I'm in, exactly as they said, the 8th dimension, where I'm in all of the alternative realities of where I lived and where other people lived, where the past, the present, and the future come together, where all time and space meet, and I sit there and I just watch it. And so much of it comes back with me. I can only bring back so much. Is like, how much information can you bring back when there was so much information given? How much did you remember of what you saw? Memories aren't the easiest thing to come by, you know what I mean? But in the sense of, my life is very messy. And that goes back to Bobby, If he knew how messy I was, he would never give me a chance. That was Russ, that was fucking Lewis, that was, you know what I mean? All of them, it's like, they're never going to give me a chance being this messy. But then I realized that I'm just messy and that you've got to love me just despite how messy I am. And he did. He didn't know I was homeless. And he felt so terrible for me. But by that point, it's like, what are you talking about? I've been on the road for 2 years. I'm just literally in my car right now. And no quicker than I was. You know what I mean? I saw him then when I got checked into this hotel and was here for 45 days. And now I've been here, it looks like it's going to be another couple of weeks. It's like, I mean, that was just where I laid my head. I'm not a homeless ass bitch. It's just, you know what I mean? This is what God has done. And it's messy, but it doesn't make me a bad person, or, you know what I mean? I'm not crazy. This is what God has called of me. It's the steps that he's called me to take. And, going back to it, it's like I didn't tell him all of that. I mean, I guess I did. I talked about it in my earlier videos. He had to work through that and still come and see me and face me and those feelings and let me love him despite my very messy lifestyle. How can I love her? She's such a mess. I can't even help her. She won't even let me help her. She's like, I can't even. And that's it. How do you leave your secure life for this homeless girl, for a Cinderella that's following a voice in her head?
The same way women go after people who don't, men who don't have
You know what I mean? Their pride. And they have to place their pride down. And that's really difficult because they live for pride. They live by logic. They live by this matrix, and I don't. Everything I do is, you know what I mean, offends their pride, offends their way of life. It's like, you want me to give up my life to live in hell like you? It only looks that way. It only feels that way when I remember shit. It just doesn't feel like hell. I guess. Maybe not. My life is not... I don't think it'll ever be normal. I don't think it will.
You okay?
Yeah, because people want a normal life.
I want a normal life.
But I can't make it something that it's not. The time of that has passed. I can make normalcy of the life, you know what I mean? I can make it feel normal. but it's not going to look normal to people that don't normalize it, that don't live a life like this. It's just, you know, you're going to have to accept it, whoever you are. You know what I mean? Quit posting pictures and pretending like your house is full of furniture when you don't have no food in your refrigerator. Quit posting pictures of your fucking beautiful car when you live at an apartment complex. You know, quit trying to make it look better than it is. Ugh, I saw my ex-husband. I'm gonna puke.
Which one?
Your dad. He's always flaunting on the internet, trying to make him, you know, that's what he is, an OnlyFans kind of guy. It's very gross. But he sells himself as this image, but he's nothing of that image. You know what I mean? He sells himself as this guy or that guy or whatever fucking guy. Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. Literally. Oh god. And that's it. It's like, you know, he has to make himself look better than he is because the truth of who he is would turn anyone away. Not anyone. Because I knew the truth. I knew the truth. And his truth wasn't what turned me away. It was his actions that turned me away. What had happened to him, and it didn't turn me away. I didn't neglect him for what had happened to him. I fought for him. You know what I mean? And that was even my first, you know, kid's father. He grew up in the streets because he didn't have, you know, his family and the whole situation. His dad was a drunk and he couldn't live with him. And his mom got remarried and abandoned him and went to Modesto. And so he was just a product of the streets. And I didn't judge him for it. I loved him. And again, another instance of where, you know, I helped heal him back in his relationship with his mother and back to his family to where they're so tight they turned against me. And that was the same thing, you know what I mean, with my second husband. You know what I mean? It was his family that persecuted him and did all these things, and I took him to a place of healing where they all ganged up against me. Lovely shit how this works out. But in the essence, it's like, you know, everybody tries to act like they've got it all together. And that's where I was too. And I guess it looked like that to him, to Bobby, to the music people, to my neighbors. It looked like I had my life together. But when I think about my mentality and emotionality, I can't say that I had anything together. I just had a life filled with nice things. I couldn't tell you because the same thing was there that is here. I sat on that porch for years. Did the same thing in that house. It was far harder to maintain, cleaning 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room, always maintaining it, always keeping it, you know what I mean, all of those fucking bills, filling them, you know what I mean, all of it. Oh God, it was so much. But it was just a space that we called home, and it took up all my life to maintain it. It took everything from me to keep, you know what I mean, to maintain these things. For us to have these clothes and to have, you know what I mean, each of us to have a TV and a Roku in each room. You know what I mean? Each of us to have our own, you know what I mean, headphones and devices. Each of us to have our own different meals. We all eat different meals, 3 different meals. We still typically do. Tonight, for example, I was having fish and pasta. My daughter was having chicken, buffalo chicken, and my son was having chicken patties for dinner. We're always, you know, very spoiled in the sense of, you know, we lived collectively with all the shit we had, and it looked nice. I didn't see it as that, you know, when Bobby walked into my life, I didn't see what he saw, which was all the things that were in it. I saw me broken in front of him. Like, I can't explain that I'm not the same person that I was before, and I should be more proud of who I am, but right now, as I stand before you, I stand weak in my feelings and in my vulnerability, and none of this matters. I don't stand on any of this. I'm ashamed to even walk you in my house, because I've always been ashamed of my house.
Let anyone in there.
I never let anyone in my house. Why? Because I never saw it for what it was. I saw it for where it started, which was me on the floor, one piece of furniture at a time. I didn't see that the house that it had developed to where I wasn't that person. I saw the beginning, not where I was. You know what I mean? I didn't see myself like he saw me. I never have seen myself like other people see me. I'm still trying to figure out what you see. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is this self that all of you know. But no, I never ever try to pretend like I got it together. I just know what God's doing. That's it. I don't know. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. The only question is, why didn't he ever talk to me again? He had to let me go. Whatever happened, he had to let me go. No matter what you look at it. And I had to accept that. And it was hard. It must have been. It couldn't have been easy. It was confusing before, the first time he did it, where he just stopped talking to me. And I just felt like, how could you just forget about me? How could you just not talk to me? How could you just use me and you know what I mean? And ghost me like this? Where are we supposed to go from here? Anything further is going to make all of this worse. I'm going to end up hurting you. I can't give you what you want. And this is all going to be bad. And in this sense, maybe he felt guilty for what I did. Maybe he's like, I made her do it. No, he didn't. I mean, why did I let her do that? Why did she do that again after everything that's happened? You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, he had to like be strong and not answer my messages and not talk to me anymore. For himself and for me, because what was going to happen after that day if we talked the next day and the next day? Where was it? It was only going to get worse. More complicated. Good answer. We'd made it too complicated by that point. And that's it. I don't know. But at the same time, yeah, it's got to be difficult. And that's what he said, you know what I mean? When I reached out to him in Oklahoma, it's like, this is like ripping scabs. That's what he said. You know what I mean? You always want to talk about this. You want to talk about the feelings and how painful this is to talk about. And I keep doing it. And then I come back and we go through the same exact fucking, you know what I mean? We literally fucking cut the same wound and rip the same scab and fucking try to re-heal this situation. Do it one more time and trying to freaking, you know. What I said to him, the last thing that he replied to, that he allowed to be seen was, I just need some time to process my feelings, but this isn't going to end the same way it did last time. This is the last thing, and it's like, you know, it's not. And it didn't, but it did. Because just like that, it couldn't have gone anywhere. That was the limitation of what our relationship always was. And it could have never been anything more. But I had to experience what it was to have appreciation for it. Was beautiful, just what it was. You know? And no, he doesn't look like Lewis. He's not physically sexy. He's not all of that. Again, it's just, you know, when I woke up, I couldn't understand it. Why do I feel like this for you? And then it even, like, you know, then it's like, Russ, why do I feel like this? Why don't you just leave me alone with these feelings? Then you go back to, like, Wolfman, wherever he came from and went away to. It's like, you know, God just brings this person that I have all these unbelievable fucking emotions for that I don't understand and I'm supposed to explore at all costs with no knowing. And there's a person on the other side that's getting caught up on my exploration of my feelings that, you know what I mean, has to deal with my exploration and everything that comes out of me while I'm trying to figure this out. And all it is just a feeling that God put in me for you, and you don't even know what's happening, and I promise you, neither do I. But it's taking everything in me to try to figure this out, try to explore it, and you are just stuck there catching all the wind of this bullshit. I don't know when to do the angel questions. I'm going to put those away. Let's see the true love oracles. What's this one? Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. And that's where I saw the visual of playing dress up with Russ before I even thought of fucking, Lewis and his extravagant closet. But then there's also, I promise you, Marshall's closet is extremely deep. Every time I say it, it's too funny because of his son. He's got shoes and shirts and shit forever, hats and all that. You all do. It's super funny. I'll be like, did you know that Marshall has this in his closet too? How do you know? Because I'm like dressed up with all my boys.
Celebrities are like allergic to what
The Barbie movie was on yesterday. I love that part where Ken went out and found out what a man was. He loved it. Playfulness. That's it too. They'd be laughing at me. What did I say that they were laughing about? I mean, just everything. We'd be laughing, dude. They laugh, we laugh. It's hilarious. I don't know who laughs harder at me. I think it's me.
It's me.
I don't know. Logic, where you stand on this? How fucking stupid am I?
I'll say 2 things.
Right? Let there be a closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. I know, right? Possessiveness. I was like, wait, this is not my feeling. I felt it over Marshall. I was like, oh, here, that was funny. It was right before Christmas. I was like, I'm having troubles with intimacy. One of us have got to go out there and get some booty. I was like, you go out. I was like, I don't want to be the one that go out there and have to tell you all about the experience. That would be weird. I was like, then you go out and wait. I don't want to hear you out there sleeping with women. I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear you sleeping with women. I was like, I think I might be possessive.
Hey, is that crazy lady?
It's like, hold on a second.
It's you.
It's me.
It's the crazy lady.
Oh. I am so all over this movie. We're watching Harry Potter still. I was like, no, I don't want to see you out with sleeping with other people. And then, like, what did I do? Oh, God, Marshall, let me tell you all about it.
You slept with someone?
No, I did not sleep with that man.
I did not have sexual relationships with that man.
Anyways, so then I was like, wait a minute. Possessiveness, these are your words. This is your actions. I am totally being possessive. And that's not usually, like, how I don't own you. You don't own me. What are we doing here? Where's this energy coming from? I was like, yeah, I do want you to be happy, just not without me. I was like, hold on a second. This doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound like me. Is this me or is this you? Is this how we feel about each other? In the sense of, going back to that, the truth crushed me. My truth crushes everyone. In the sense of, you should have seen the look on fucking Tree's face when I told him all those years ago. Ooh.
How long have you been talking to these men?
I know, right? Why don't they get the fuck out of my energy? Oh, that's because God says. Anyways, going back to it, you gotta give each other time to grow. Like, going back to Russ, it's like... he had a lot of growing up to do. No more than me. They're such children. Fuck. And that's what's so funny about it. We just be pointing fingers at each other and all looking stupid on the playground. All 5, 10, 12 of us. We just look stupid as fuck out here all the time as God's children. He thinks it's funny. I think it's obnoxious, to be honest. What does this say? Only time will tell. Well, I know Father Time, and he tells everything. He told me how this ends. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. You better get the fuck away from me with all that bullshit. Just kidding. It could happen. Like, I have no control over it. I literally have no control over it. I didn't want to fall in love with you. I didn't even know I loved you. I don't even know why I love you. It's not controllable. I I try. Oh God, I don't want to love Russ. I don't like him. I don't want to fuck with Bobby. I don't like him. I don't. I will not. It's all a lie. It's just like you tell yourself you're the wrong guy for me, and you're the wrong move, and you're all wrong, and I could never. That's my favorite saying. I could never. That gets me in so much trouble. Never say never. In the sense of, I was talking all this shit. It's like they can strike you dead in your tracks, meaning they're just gonna make you fall in love with somebody. A person can't really. They can make you infatuated. They can make you excited, but true love, nah, bro, it makes you an idiot. People don't make you act like an idiot. That is uncontrollable. That's just Cupid. I don't know who's doing that. If I find out who that motherfucker is, I promise you I'll have his head on a fucking plate. But in the sense of you can't, and it's Valentine's, and they say this motherfucker's out there flying around and shit. He could. It happened. Going back to Wolfman, I just woke up and this guy, I'd seen him like a week before, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I really like you. Like, what is all these great feelings? Did you put a spell on me? Fucking asshole. It was very temporary, very skin deep. When I got to know you, I didn't really like you. I don't really like what you do. You and your card, you read these kind of cards. You just love readings. This is for entertainment purposes. I'm not very entertained with this unless I'm the one reading them. Anyways, I have a secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Hey, you're not letting on any feelings for me.
Exactly.
Get on with it. That might be the arrow. Are you between the ages of 25 and 55?
Yeah.
You're like, damn, that's a big gap, bitch.
You have to get
I'm not a big gap, bitch. That's your girlfriend. Thigh gap.
You're super close to start getting shots for like weird diseases only 15.
Like 25? Just kidding. I'm having too much fun with this. I don't know who you are, but don't be bringing no dumb bullshit at me. Don't bring your fucking third party. It's not. I'm so tired of that bullshit. It could be anyone, seriously, dude. I don't know. It's a secret. They're keeping the secret from me too, because they're secretly not walking in it. You should learn how to talk up. It's a great day to tell me you love me. I'm so fucking stupid. Manifest miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow in guidance. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna fucking get me a fucking trailer. I'm gonna be a trailer park girl. I'm gonna fall off this chair, dude. I need my husband to come catch me in these moments. You should see me. I'm pretty comfortable anyways. I mean, that's all I want to do. I want to hit the road and explore new lands and make music and, all that great stuff. I mean, I hope you're there. Wherever you are. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. See, that's the problem when you don't know what you want. You don't know what's coming at you. In the sense of, it's part of my destiny and stuff. If I could just quit being so scared of it, it's going to come. I mean, it's going to come even if I am scared. Be like 51st dates, wake up the next morning screaming, who the fuck are you? Oh my god! Oh my god! What did I do last night? There's a man in my bed. I'm just kidding. I mean, it could happen. I have a memory issue. Anything could happen. It's funny to me. I'm destined to get married and all this great shit. I just keep rejecting it. I did that since the day God created me. He's like, here, I give you a man. I don't want him, God. Are you serious? You go back there and have that man. No. I'm not gonna know. Okay. Then you can look at most of my other incarnations where there's no man. Let's have a list of these. No man, no man, no man, no man. No man's land is where I live. And then you look at the men I did have. Lucifer, Hades, Samuel, Shiva. Maybe not this lifetime. Maybe we shouldn't make this same mistake we keep making. These devil-ass energies. Come on, Pac, he's a good guy. You don't stop liking him. I'm trying. God says I have to love him. You attract the wrong kind of man. I'm the wrong kind of woman. Like attracts like. I think it's funny. Anyways, beware of what you're projecting. What are we projecting? For the qualities you admire in another are the qualities you both possess. Are you equally as fucking fucked up as me? Meaning I can laugh at you as much as you laugh at me. This is gonna be a good relationship. Oh, that's very reassuring. Equally so, the qualities you don't like. Oh, you don't like that in me either. What don't we like about each other? I don't know. What don't I like about who? It takes too much energy to think about what I don't like about you. And then once I start, it might not stop. So let's not talk about it. The qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Oh, I mean, I don't think there's... Oh, that made me tired just trying to pull out of nowhere. I don't know. There's things... That's what I mean, is like... not liking is being bothered by something. I don't have to necessarily like it, as long as it doesn't bother me. I don't have to be part of what you're doing. Like, you're being weird again. Alright, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Are you mad at me? I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. I miss you, Park. Where's he been? I don't know. He doesn't own me. I don't own him. We see each other when we do. I don't, like, spend all day, like... Sometimes I go looking for him, like, where have you been at, dickhead? But not always. I don't... He's there when I need him. We ain't mad at you. Resentment. I'd have to remember what you did and hold on to it real deeply to have a feeling of resentment. And that's really resentment comes from, is you just keep living in the dark feeling, the dark memory, the dark feelings of a memory. An old-ass memory at that. You resent that person for what they said or did. There's a couple ways to get over that. Is number 1, 2, and 3, have you seen them say or do these things before you? And are you just offended because you were closest to them and they shouldn't have done that to you, but you know that they do these type of things? I've had a lot of those situations where I didn't think these people would do it to me. I know they are these type of people, but I just didn't think they were those type of people with me. That's pure ignorance, bro. They're that type of person. With everyone. You're just ignorant. Because even those people they're doing it to thinks the same way as you. They wouldn't do it to me. Nah, bro. They'll do it to everyone. You know what I mean? In that sense. But, okay, there's that. If they never did something or said something like that before, but that incident, you know what I mean? What caused them to say or do that? You want them to be persecuted for what they said and did, but have you asked the question? Have you given them a chance? And not necessarily completely get in their fucking face and, you know what I mean, interrogate them, but have you asked the important question as the investigator that you want to pin this crime on them? Have you asked yourself why they did or said that shit to you? Do you know what I mean? The crime is the crime. Whatever they did, they fouled you. They neglected you. They rejected you. They handled you without care. And so you have a sense of resentment for whatever went down between you and this person. Okay. Whatever went down, is it truly unforgivable in God's court of law? God, I can't forgive this person. Do you have to ask God to help you forgive this person? Are you in a place where you're like, God, help me forgive this person? Because I've been there. You know what I mean? My ex-husband over the summer, that really fucking pissed me off. That really pissed me off, bro. He was on the internet flossing that he had thousands of dollars and I'm poor as fuck. I'm poor, bro. I'm very poor and I need help. And he's refusing to help me because I wouldn't let him see the kids on his birthday after I asked him if they wanted to see him and they said no. So he wants to flaunt in my face, and I'm filled with all this anger and rage, and I want justice. I call the police in that town to tell him that there's no way he's making that type of money from Carl's Jr. I call child support to tell him where he works. I call his dad. I call everyone. I'm pissed off. I want God to do something about this motherfucker who's fucking, you know what I mean, who's fucking me in front and on the fucking World Wide Web. He's literally fucking me. You know what I mean? God didn't do anything. Not child support, not nothing. Didn't do anything about it. I was like, fine, God, can you just take away the feeling? He didn't take that away either. I had to overcome it. I had to come to a realization. You know, first off, I was mad about the money. I felt entitled to the money and that we needed it. I was vengeful of the fact that he had power and he was using that power over me, which is finances. And I wanted his finances as retribution. So then we started to think, so then, you know, as it got deeper, God sat me down, he's all, where do you think that money came from? If you got that money, what would you do? What's going to happen if he, you know what I mean, what do you think, how long do you think that money is going to last him? What is he going to do with that money? Do you really want that money? Do you need that money? Am I not taking care of you? Why? And the truth was, he had no power over me but the feelings I had about what he had and I didn't. And that's exactly what he was trying to manipulate out of me was my feelings. I didn't need that money. I didn't even want it until I saw that he was flossing it around. And he was doing so because he knew that by law he should be helping us. But he wanted to show I'm not helping you and there's nothing you can do about it. And God wanted to show it too. And how do you feel about this? And I didn't feel good about it. I hate it. I wanted to fucking literally pull up in at his job and pull him out of his fucking drive-through window. I called him at work. God again gave me the address. He gave me the vision and everything, dude. I was in a dead sleep. God told me to wake up and look at his fucking Instagram, and that's where I saw the job. I knew where he was working and everything. And that's where the game began. It's like, you know, I've been chasing you for what, you know what I mean, could help better our children's lives. It's like we've suffered because you've refused to help, you know what I mean, with the bare minimum. And that could really change our lives. And here you are trying to say, I'm not helping you. I've got plenty, but I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. And I just, you know, that feeling of betrayal, of neglect, of rejection, of greed, of envy, all of it came in, of revenge and wrath. And I'm just filled with this, how could he fucking be such a fucking piece of shit to me and my children? How could he be like this? And why did you ever sleep with him? And why would you this? Oh my God, how could he be? And he had no power. It was all in my feelings, bro. And again, I started to walk myself off the ledge. I realized where the money was coming from, and I didn't want that filthy money. And I didn't need that money. I needed to overcome this feeling that he had something that I wanted or needed and that he had any power over us. And it was something so simplistic as money. He has no money. Look at him. He's flipping burgers. You know what he's doing to get that money. He's selling his body to other men for that money. And then you're like, okay, let me calm down real fast. But as far as resentment, yeah, I know how that is. Where you really want retribution for what this person has done to you. You feel like they owe you something. And your feelings about it are very destructive. Forgiveness is what's asked of you. How do I forgive him for what he's doing? He's not doing anything. He's literally that guy. As soon as he gets any money, he's throwing it up on the internet. Not for me. Not for me. He's doing it for fucking clout. So that other people get excited. But yes, he would love for me to get angry. And I'm getting angry. I'm giving him what he wants. I'm giving him power. The little bit of power that that money gives him, but he was powerless in the things that he did to get it. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. And so it's a disgusting story, but there's these stories of people that, you know, you gave them the power over you by how you feel about it. You can choose to feel a different way about it, but you have to work through that. You have to see it differently. You know what I mean? He's shitting on me and he's fucking clowning me on the fucking internet. Nah, bro, he's shitting on himself and the whole internet is clowning him. You're just caught up in your feelings right now. Step back. This has nothing to do with you. It's just triggering you into some other shit because you're hurt about the fact that he never fucking helped you financially ever in your life. Why am I hurt about that? He never could before. The whole time I was married to him, who paid the bills? Who kept it going? I was the fucking dominant one. So then, you know what I mean? It's like later, it's like I got mad at him for still not being a man. He was never a man. Never. He's not still. He's those funny videos that Logic made. Logic started watching those videos after this all went down. It's like, how could you watch him? Jeez, you watched him well enough to capture him in that disgusting shit he does. You know what I mean? Logic did a couple of videos. They're hilarious, but it's disgusting. And that's it. It's like he's putting on a show, but not for me. And the show is just affecting me because I have my own personal feelings about what he's showing off and doing. And that's it. And again, you know, that's domestic violence in general. That was his power. You know what I mean? There was a time that I did. And that's what led me to my full destruction is when I gave up my house and my life and went to go live in his house with his life. That's when I met Marshall. That's when the tower happened. It's the last time Marshall was on tour. He did Lollapalooza. He came off of that tour with Rihanna. Last one was at Lollapalooza in Chicago. That's where I met him. I went into my dark night of the soul, and well, you know what happened to him. It was just hard times. You know what I mean? It was hard lessons to learn, and that's what happened is when I did submit, he had full control and power and used that in ways that, you know what I mean? When I walked out of there, I was lucky to make it out with my life. And, you know, going back to it, it's like, if he ever pays child support, I know it's because his hand was forced. They found him somewhere and they started forcefully taking it from him. But in no time at all, he'll run away from it. He's not going to help us. He's not going to go without, not for himself, not at all. At all. He comes first, and that's even been displayed on the children's birthday. This is a type of man that would get jealous on the kids' birthday because it was about them and not him.
A guy on the internet refused to sing happy birthday to his child because it was a girl.
Wow. So, you know, as far as resentment, there's lots of reasons to be mad at people. You can hold on to that, or you can start to unpack it. You're going to get to the bottom of it, but you got to dig through it to let these feelings go. The feelings are just attached to fucking memories, bro. You know what I mean? And that money thing, that was something they used since the beginning. You know what I mean? Going back to his mom and her being married to a 6-figure fucking income husband and using that to, you know what I mean, to make me fearful. Taking me to court all the time, trying to take my kids from me because they had finances. They're mentally, physically, sexually, emotionally disturbed and abused. And they're trying to fucking bully me into this using money, which she herself has lost all access to as she no longer is married to that very wealthy man. I mean, and back in the dirt in Oklahoma with both of her children living in the same town. Let's talk about it, really. But in the sense of their money, you know what I mean? Their power and their money. And that's what it came down to in the custody battle. The fucking, the child abduction unit came in and forced him to bring my daughter back. We're sitting down in court, and we're supposed to make our requests, and I'm very kind about it. He can have them on the weekends. He can have them, all the time. He stands up there, and he tells the judge, well, she already has two other children that she struggles to take care of, and our family is in a financial place where we can provide better. I have a better support system where I believe we can provide a better life for my two children and allow her focus on her other two children that she seems to be struggling with. I think that we should have full custody, and she can get them on holidays and over the summer breaks. The judge looked at him after he had kidnapped my child while I was giving birth to my other one and abandoned me and my my preemie baby as the breadwinner, took my other child and abandoned us. The judge looked at him and took away all of his rights. He's supposed to only see these children under supervised visits after a 45-day granted approval written request from me. He's allowed to see them a maximum of 20 hours in a month. Between the business hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., no overnights supervised because of his actions. I never followed through with that because, that's how severe his actions were. But yet it still went on. And he would still bully me, and he would still try to force me, you know what I mean? And that's where it came to. It's like they couldn't force me anymore. They couldn't scare me. No amount of money could make me give up my kids to them. Only so that they could have the pride of it, because as he walks around with no children, he's a deadbeat father. And Charlotte can't say shit about him because he's a deadbeat father. And Brian can't say shit about him because he's a deadbeat father, which makes them deadbeat grandparents. Makes them failures because he has no access to these children. Now, they like to run around and say that I am a bad person in order to keep face about their family and all of the sickness of their, of what's really happening and how he lost all custody due to kidnapping, drug use and abuse, domestic violence in over 5 states. He fails to tell you all that, how he himself is a parolee. You know what I mean? He fails to tell you all of this shit. Or he's out there flaunting on all this stuff, and that's why this money brought up a lot of issues. It's like, for all of the time I ever knew you. And to be honest, this is my own fault. And I told my mom that when I found about the incest that was going on with them. I said, Mom, I thought they would be different type of people. They had money. They came from military. They went to school. They were proper white people, Mom. She said, yeah. Even, that's what I remember. She calmed me down, like she had seen some shit like this in her life. She said, yeah, but everybody hides some shit under the rug. I remember thinking to myself when I met this family that, this is a different type of people. They're not like the ghetto people that I'm used to. They're not from the streets. These are, his mom was military. Her husband was military. His sister was married to a man that was military. I met them in Colorado Springs. His mom was currently enrolled in nursing school. You know what I mean? They looked okay on paper. They looked like they had a big old house. They all kind of lived together. They did a lot of family things. They seemed to have money. They would go on family vacations. They would do things that I didn't see. Our family, privileged. They look like privileged people. I gotta be honest. Privileged. He only wore nice clothes. He never wore anything less than Nikes. I never knew a person like that. You know what I mean? They always, they went out to Sunday breakfast. They always went out to churches. They always, you know what I mean? They looked really good on paper, bro. There was no way I could have ever known that they were so sick and dark and demented and how far it went. Because that was just the immediate family. When you started to meet the sisters, the brothers, the grandmother, the children, you realized that they were all cursed, weird, hidden hillbillies right in plain daylight. It's like, dude, I can't stand y'all. You're sickening to me. At least where I come from, we are proud of what we are. We sit on the block with our 40 and we will pull out our guns and we will fucking put down our dope and we are what we are. You are so fake. You hit this so, I mean, it was such a mastermind show for me coming from, like, you know what I mean, the darkest places to be so obliviated to the hidden truths of white America. Republicans. Seriously. Literally. Special services. Army. You know what I mean? All this. And they were just like the sickest people. Money laundering. Sex. Drugs. Infidelity. Incest. The sickest shit, bro. Like, I mean, obsessions, like the sickest shit. Drugs, alcohol, fucking therapy. Everyone's at therapy. Everybody's taking a fucking pill. Everybody's hiding shit and they're all sneaking shit and everybody's drinking and they're all got porn problems and they're all like, what the fuck? How did I marry into something? I tried to run away from what my family was, only to run into the Addams family of what my family was. They were a reflection of what was going on in my own family. You can't run away from your own karma. You'll walk right into it, and it'll look different, but it's meant for you. It was scary. But again, the biggest fool was the money. I saw them with money, and I didn't see their problems because I saw their success, so I didn't see problems. I figured they didn't have problems because they were successful. I learned through that family that wasn't true. They have some of the greatest fucking things. They have, you know what I mean? They have lots of money. But they have the scariest problems. And again, I had to learn to let that shit go, you know what I mean? Like his mother, she played to be my friend, but then tried to, you know what I mean? She helped kidnap and went to courts and tried to, you know what I mean? All of this shit, tried to take, you know what I mean? Tried to deem me as a bad mother when she herself was one. Tried to, you know what I mean, use and, you know, utilize me only when it was comfortable, you know what I mean? And, you know, just all of these things. It's easy to be resentful about people. It takes a lot more energy to understand why, what was their intentions. And when you get to the bottom of that, you can find forgiveness. As weird as it is that you're going to figure out why these people were doing what they're doing, you're going to step back and be like, all right, I'm going to wash my hands of this now. I got caught up in something bigger than me and I got hurt, but you're hurting yourself and you're hurting a lot more people and I'm going to be okay. I am okay. I'm okay. I don't need to be hurt about this any fucking more. Forgiveness starts with you, bro. Not them. It's a choice you make. He doesn't deserve my forgiveness. He doesn't. But that's to give me peace. I don't want to feel like that towards him or anyone. I have to work through this. I know that you have committed a crime against me and God will determine what is, you know what I mean, what is just. I'm not going to sit here in these feelings seeking my own revenge. Even though I feel the feelings, those are justifiable. My feelings are justifiable. But I'm not going to just stay in them. This happened to me. You wronged me. Many people have. That goes back to it. What is unforgivable to you? Learn to face that one first. Who can you not forgive? Why can't you? Don't give them that much power. You've got to let yourself go. Like that, forgiving them. Forgive them for they knew not what they did, or forgive them for they truly wanted you to hurt you. Why did they want to hurt you? Because they were coming from a hurt place. Anytime that my ex punched me and hit me and physically harmed me, he was hurt, bro. And I don't have the memories, but I can guess that quite a few of those times I hurt his feelings with my words, and he came at me and he hurt me with his hands. And if I didn't hurt him, then the outside world did. And I was the closest thing to grab. Again, I allowed him to do that thing because you know what I mean? I can take this pain because you can't. We don't have to take it. You you know. And that was when I heard he was getting married. I felt so inclined to go save this girl from what I knew was happened. That family, the truth, his temper, the drugs, the incest, everything. If you have a child with this guy, you have no idea what they'll do. They might take your children like they tried to do mine for fucking 10 years. You have no idea what they'll do. These people are fucking crazy, bro. They're gonna do to you what they did to me. Let's hope to God they don't. Let's just hope to God that nobody gets hurt like we did. That's all you can do. Hey, I love you guys. Later, haters.